My name is Michelle Ocriciano. I'm a lecturer and researcher at the University of Queensland. My paper is called When Universities Break, and it asks what happens when we stop treating institutional crisis as something to fix and start reading it as something to understand. It draws on Kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold, to think about what honest repair might look like in higher education. What follows is not a summary of that paper. It's the paper's argument, just made differently. A bowl holds water until it doesn't. The break is not the moment you remember, it is the sound just before, when the clay already knows. They painted over the crack in the ceiling twice. They restructured, they strategized, they call it transformation when they were actually survival. They asked, who failed? And the answer was always a person, never a pattern. But what if the crack is not the problem? What if it is the first honest thing the institution has said in years? There is a crisis beneath the crisis beneath the crisis. Each solution tightening the knot it was designed to loosen. The metacrisis is not the sum of our problems. It is the moment we notice that the solving is the source. What if the break is trying to say something the institution has no vocabulary for? Kintsugi, to mend with gold, to read the fracture before reaching for the glue. But reading takes time. The arashi lacquer that binds the gold is made from tree sap. It needs weeks to cure. Weeks. Not a strategic plan, not a task force, not a semester. Weeks of sitting with the fragments, learning their edges, understanding where the stress was carried long before the breaking came. Ma, the space between, not emptiness, presence that has not yet declared itself. The pause before the next sentence, the repair that cannot be rushed because the material refuses. And the gold is not decoration. It is the thing you could have spent elsewhere. The budget line that says, we stayed, when staying was not efficient. The mending left visible, the seam that refuses to disappear. Paint is cheap. Paint says nothing happened here. Gold says something happened here and we did not look away. And here's what the gold reveals when the light catches it differently. The crack was never yours. It was fired into the clay from the beginning. The impossible demand to be critical and compliant, to know everything and question nothing, to care deeply and produce endlessly, to hold all the water in the world in a single way of knowing. No bowl could hold that. No person should have to do that. The bowl, repaired, does not pretend to be unbroken. It holds water, it serves tea, it participates in daily ritual. But now it carries something else, the visible record of having been attended to. Not restored, not optimized, not made efficient, attended to. The beauty is not in the gold. The beauty is that someone thought the breaking was worth the gold. My paper calls this crack literacy, the capacity to read institutional breaking not as failure, but as information. Not to fix what's broken, but to understand what the breaking is trying to tell us. The question I want to leave you with is this: What would it cost your institution to stop painting over the cracks?